सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुते. Hare Krishna. So last time we saw 25th, 26th anucheda, 27th also part of it. The 25th anucheda, we discussed that how the Jivatma's potency is intrinsic. Ishwarasya vimuktasya karpanyamutabandanam. Because the word Ishvara is used for the Jivatma in the 3.7.9. Ishwarasya means one who is intrinsically endowed with some power, such as the capacity to know. So, because the word Ishvara is used for the Jivatma, so therefore, it actually gives the understanding that the Jivatma's potency is intrinsic by nature. In the word Ishvara, the Varach is the suffix that comes in the meaning of having the nature of, having the nature to command, rule, to govern. The Jivatma's potency is intrinsic by nature. And then the 26th Anucheda, also the same theme. Narada speaking to Prachina Barishi, Vipralabdo Mahishyevam Sarva Prakriti Vanchitaha, Nechan Anukarot Yagya Klaibyat Krida Mrugo Yata. Thus deluded and cheated of his entire nature by the queen, the ignorant king impotently imitated his wife without wanting to, like a pet animal. So in this shloka also, it is explained that Puranjan was cheated, meaning that he was made to abandon his entire nature in the form of self-awareness. And without wanting to, Nechan Anukarot Yagya. That means he acted according to her desires alone. Anukaroti, he imitated. He imitated means that he superimposed her personal, her phenomenal characteristics upon his own true self. So here also, this shloka also talks about how the Jiva's potency is intrinsic. Because being cheated, being deluded by the queen, the Jivatma forgot his self-awareness. He abandoned his self-awareness. Sarva Prakriti Vanchitaha. So this verse also shows that how the Jivatma's potency is intrinsic. Because according to the Advaitavada theory, or even the Nyaya philosophy, etc., that the Jivatma's potency of Jnatritva, Kartritva and Bhoktritva, they are not intrinsic. And also, a Vedanta Sutra was also quoted by Jiva Goswami to confirm this. With the will of the Bhagavan, however, the Jivatma's intrinsic qualities are obscured because from him proceed the self's bondage and liberation. Paravidyanatu tirohitam tato hyasya bandha viparyega. And then we saw the 27th Anucheda. The Jivatma is conscious of itself. Conscious of itself. Here, I will go through certain terminology, then I hope it will become more clear. So the slides, left side part is in Tamil, right part is in English actually. So the Atma is about Atma because certain terminology I want to explain. So what is Atma? Once we know about the Atma, then we can understand the difference between Atma and Paramatma. So Atma is that which is the object of cognitions and speech of the form I. When we say I, we are referring to the Atma. When you are cognizing something by the word I, or when you are speaking I, what we are referring to? We are referring to Atma. So when we cognize I, or when we utter the word I, it is the Atma that we are cognizing. It is the Atma we are speaking about. We are not speaking about the body. So, but we will study later that we know that when we say I, we are not referring to the body because the body is anyway changing. So the I, when we are saying I, we are talking about the Atma. So Atma is made of the material called Jnanam. Therefore, Atma is Jnanamaya. So when we say pot is made of mud. When we say jewel, a jewel is made of gold. A cloth is made of cotton. Similarly, Atma is made up of what is called as Jnanam. A rock salt is made of salt. Similarly, Atma is made of Jnanam. Therefore, Atma is called Jnanamaya. Completely made of Jnanam. So, if, for example, in other schools of thought, for example, in Nyaya Shastra, Jnana is considered as a attribute or a guna. Jnana is mentioned, described as a guna of the Atma, according to the Nyaya school. There is something called as a dravya, another is a guna. See, a dravya possesses a guna. The definition of dravya is what? Gunavatvam dravyam. That which is possesses guna, that is a dravya. So according to Nyaya Shastra, Jnanam is a guna and Atma is a possessor of Jnana. Atma is the adhikarana of Jnana. But according to the Vedanta Shastram, Jnanam is a dravya. Jnanam is a dravya substance. So, a dravya can have a movement, but a guna cannot have a movement. So, the jnanam moves, expands, and contracts, and therefore it possesses activity. So, it must be a dravyam, according to the Vedanta. But a guna cannot possess activity. Only a dravya can possess an activity. So, according to the Vedanta, Atma is made of jnana. Atma is made of jnana. But in the Nyaya school, that Atma is made of jnana and jnana is a dravya. Atma is a dravya. So all the innumerable Atmas are made up of the material called Jnanam. Atma is Jnanamaya. So just like gold dust, small particles of gold, it is small particle that is made up of gold material. Similarly, Atma is nothing but a microscopic entity made up of the material called Jnanam. Atma is Atma is Anuparimana, but it is made up of Jnana. So far, is it clear?
प्रभु जी, it is spiritual ज्ञान or material ज्ञान?
No, that we are not talking about. Material Atma is made of Jnana. It is Jnanamaya. There is a spiritual or material. That subject we are not talking about. Atma, what exactly? When the living entity is in avidya, he forgets his swarupa. But when he's situated in swarupa, then he knows that he is the eternal servant of the Lord. That is not we are talking about. But Atma is made of jnana. It is jnanam. It is jnanamaya. That's what
Okay.
you. And then the next quality of Atma is that Atma is Swayam Prakasha. So Swayam Prakash also, we discussed the term last time, but again we'll see. So when we study an object, we must learn whether it is a jada or ajada. A jada object is one that does not shine on its own. So a jada object which does not shine on its own, it is called as aswayam prakasha. Aswayam prakasha. Now opposite of that, ajada object is one that shines on its own. That is called swayam prakasha. So prakasha means shining. It does not mean being luminous or it does not mean brightness. Here shining means manifesting or appearing. So when we say that the meanings shown clearly when the Guru explained them, it doesn't mean that the meanings emitted some light. It means that it appeared very clearly, but that they appeared very clearly. The meanings were clear. It's not that they emitted some light. So jada object is that which does not shine on its own. That is called as aswayam prakasha. Ajada object is something which shines on its own. So ajada object is called as swayam prakasha. Jada is called as aswayam prakasha. Ajada is called as swayam prakasha. Say whenever when we cognize something, there are three steps are there. First is a particular entity becomes the object of our cognition. It becomes the Vishaya, object of our cognition. Then the second step is that it shines or attains prakasha or attains manifestation. When the object manifests, it becomes eligible to be the object of Yavahara. First, an entity becomes the object of our cognition, and then when the object manifests, it becomes eligible to be the object of Vyavahara. Vyavahara means to talk about that object, when you actually understand, when the object manifests, then it becomes eligible to be the object of Vyavahara. Then thirdly, then we actually use that object in the Vyavahara. These are the normal 3 steps actually. Like suppose anything, so there is an object is there, telescope. So first you want to know what is a telescope. So telescope becomes an object of your cognition. You want to understand telescope. And then secondly, when the telescope is explained by somebody what a telescope is, then you get the knowledge of the telescope. You clearly understand the telescope. Then when you clearly understand what a telescope is, it becomes eligible to be the object of Vyavahara. And then thirdly, then you actually use that object in the Vyavahara. You speak about the telescope. You give a seminar about the telescope. You give a speech about, say, half an hour about the telescope. But before you give a speech, say, for half an hour about the telescope, first you have to understand the telescope. And before that, you first have to decide, okay, I will first want to understand a telescope. First the telescope, suppose the 5 topics are given. Out of the 10 topics, you have to say, out of 5 topics, you have to choose one topic and speak about that. The first is you choose the topic. Okay, I will speak about this topic. And then secondly, you will speak about the topic of telescope. That is the first step. That means the telescope has become the object of your cognition. And then secondly, you actually try to understand the telescope, either by hearing somebody or reading some book. And then you get the understanding about the telescope. And then thirdly, then you speak about the telescope. Then you give a training program about the telescope. In that way, these are the 3 steps that an entity becomes the object of our cognition, and then it shines or attains prakasha, become eligible to be the object of Vyavahara. Then we do the Vyavahara. So for an object to attain prakasha, that is manifestation, it must first be cognized. So for a part to be cognized, the Atma must send forth its knowledge through the eyes and grasp the part with the help of a light. So for the part to be cognized, the Atma must send forth its knowledge through the eyes and grasp the part with the help of light. Therefore, for a part to be cognized, the aid of several objects like jnanam, we need knowledge about the part, we need the eyes, we need light. All these things are required. To understand a part, you have to have prior knowledge about the part. And then you need to have the eyes. And you also need the light is required. All these things are required in order to cognize the part. Suppose light is there, eyes are there, but if you don't know what a part is, although the part is in front of you, you cannot cognize the part. But you have knowledge about the part, but you don't have eyes. You are blind. Even though light is there, you have knowledge about the part, You are not able to cognize the part in front of you. Or you have knowledge about the part, you have the eyes, but there is darkness. So then still you can't cognize the part. So all these things are required in order to cognize the part. So the part cannot manifest. The part cannot manifest or become eligible for vyavahara on its own. Part is dependent on the part becomes eligible for vyavahara, whether the person is depending on whether the person is blind or having eyes. It becomes eligible for vyavahara based on whether the light is there or not. So therefore, all these objects of this world, pot, cloth, jewels, etc., they are called as jada. They are aswayam prakasha because they cannot manifest on their own. They are dependent on other factors. They are not self-manifesting entities. So therefore, they are called as aswayam prakasha. Now consider the object called as jnanam. The object called as jnanam. For there to be a vyavahara about jnanam, so for example, suppose if we say, I have attained this knowledge, or suppose I say, I know this. So for that, our knowledge must be cognized. So for jnanam to be cognized, there is no need for any external aid. For jnanam to be cognized, there is no need for any external aid. So for a part to be cognized, there is need of external aid. So therefore, the part is actually aswayam prakasha. It is a jada vastu. But when a cognition is born, it automatically manifests. It automatically manifests or it automatically attains prakasha. So the jnanam, the entity called as jnanam, is ajada. It is swayam prakasha. Yeah, so suppose, example, if you take the lamp, the lamp gets rid of the darkness surrounding the objects around it. And the lamp also gets rid of the darkness surrounding itself and thus attains manifestation. So there is no need for a second lamp for us to cognize the first lamp. So just like a lamp gets rid of the darkness surrounding the objects around it and also gets rid of the darkness surrounding itself, similarly, jnanam makes other surrounding objects manifest and also manifests on its own. So there is no need for external aid for jnanam to manifest. Therefore, jnanam is said to be ajada or swayam prakasha or self-manifesting. So because the Atma is made up of jnanam, Atma is also swayam prakasha. Atma is also swayam prakasha. That means Atma shines or attains prakasha and becomes eligible for vyavahara on its own without the requirement of any external aid. So Atma, so far what you understood, Atma is made of jnana. Atma is jnanamaya. And second point is Atma is swayam prakasha. So all the Jada Vastus are Aswayam Prakasha. But Jnanam is Ajada. Jnanam is Swayam Prakasha. It manifests on its own. But a Jada Vastu, it needs the help of other factors in order to cognize the Jada Vastu. In order for the Jada Vastu to become in order to cognize the Jada Vastu depends on other external factors. Therefore, the Jada Vastu is because the Jada Vastu is Aswayam Prakasha. But the Jnanam, the entity called as Jnanam, does not depend on external aids to be in order for it to be cognized. Therefore, Jnanam is Ajada, it is actually Swayam Prakasha. And Atma is made of Jnanam, therefore Atma is Ajada and Swayam Prakasha. These are two things we have understood. Atma is actually Jnanamaya, it is made of Jnanam. Because it is made of Jnanam, Atma is Swayam Prakasha. So, is it clear? Any doubts on this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, now the third point. So, first point we saw was that Atma is made of Jnana. The Atma is Swayam Prakasha. Now, the third point is that there are terms, what is called as a Pratyak and Parak. 2 weeks back also we saw this term. So, what is Pratyak and Parak? Then an object is called as Pratyak, or an object is called as Parak if it only manifests to others, or if it is cognized by others. But an object is called as Pratyak if it manifests to itself and is cognized by itself. This is the difference between Parak and Pratyak. So a part or a cloth are cognized by the Atma. A Atma who possesses Jnanam about the part, by using that Jnanam, he cognizes the part. So a part is manifest to the Atma, but a part is not manifest to themselves. A cloth is not manifest to themselves. Therefore, a part or a cloth is called as Parak. But the Atma, however, is capable of cognizing his own self. So whenever we say I, it means that we have cognized ourselves. So since the Atma is capable of cognizing himself, Atma is referred as Pratyak. Whereas part, cloth, etc., they are called as Parak. So, in order to speak about an entity, first you have to cognize that entity. That means it must become the object of cognition. So when someone speaks about themselves by saying I, that Atma must have been cognized. That is, it must have become the object of some cognition. And that cognition is not some other object, but that very same Atma. And somebody is speaking about, by saying that I, that means Atma must have been cognized. So the Atma cognized Atma. Atma cognized Atma. So so Pratyak and Parak is that an object is called as Parak if it is manifest only to others. It is not manifest to themselves. But Pratyak is that object which is manifest to itself or is cognized by itself. So we saw that the Atma himself is made up of Jnanam. So any Jnanam must have a Vishaya, must have some object. So the Jnanam, that is the Atma, has itself as the Vishaya. Has itself and nothing else as the Vishaya. So any Jnanam must have the Vishaya, must have an object. So the Jnanam which is called as Atma has itself as the Vishaya. So now we saw that Atma is actually Pratyak. Other objects are actually called as Parak. So far we have saw Atma is Jnanamaya and Atma is Swayam Prakasha and Atma is Pratyak. And then next quality about the Atma is that
Prabhu,
uh,
the word pratyak, does it also the same word as a pratyaksha or pratyaksham?
Pratyaksha, there is another letter is added. Let us not same word. It's Pratyak.
But it's not same
And
family.
Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha is actually different. Just by adding one letter, the meaning completely changes.
That aksha means senses, right? That pratyaksha,
Eyes.
pramana, anuman,
Aksha means
pramana,
eyes.
shabda,
Aksha
praman.
refers to eyes, but Pratyaksha, knowledge perceived, eye is only representative of all the senses. Pratyaksha Pramana means knowledge obtained through all the senses, any of the senses. One
So
of the
both are,
senses mentioned.
yeah.
These are two different words. Pratyak is different, Pratyaksha is
Pratyaksha
different.
is different. Yes, Prabhu. Okay.
So Pratyak means an object which is cognized by itself, which manifests to itself. That is called as Pratyak.
Pratyak, correct.
A part cannot manifest to itself. Can a part say that I understood myself? Can a cloth say that I understood myself? A cloth is not manifest to itself. A cloth is manifest to others. But Atma is manifest to itself. Atma is a jnanam, but the speciality of this jnanam is that the speciality of the jnana called as Atma is that the Vishaya of this jnana is also itself only. So any jnanam must have some object, but the jnanam that is Atma has itself as the object, nothing else as the object. So, but when we say that, suppose a jnana about the cloth, jnana about the cloth, that has the cloth as the object. Jnana about the part, it has part as the object. But jnanam, which is called Atma, it has itself as the object, nothing else as the object. So this Pratyak and Parak. And then next term is Chetana. Many times we use the word Chetana, but what is the exact meaning of the word Chetana? So there is Chaitanya and Chetana. So Chaitanya means knowledge. That which possesses Chaitanya is called Chetana. So Chaitanya means knowledge. That which possesses Chaitanya is called Chetana. So Atma, we saw earlier that Atma himself is made of Jnanam. Atma is made of Jnanam. And Atma also possesses Jnanam. Atma is made of Jnanam and Atma possesses Jnanam. Therefore, the Atma is called as Chetana. That which possesses Chaitanya is called Chetana. So Atma is made of Jnanam and it also possesses Jnanam. So for example, one of the Panchamahabhuta is Teja. So objects like fire, a lamp, they are made up of Tejas. So when we light a lamp, there is a flame near the wick, which is about 1 inch height. And this flame is called as the lamp. So although the lamp is in one place, but the light of the lamp spreads all around. So the light which spreads all around, the light which spreads all around is not a guna. The light which spreads all around is also another dravya that is capable of spreading outwards as long as there is no obstruction. So the light which spreads all around, that is referred as the prabha. And that is also made up of tejas only. So heat and light we say, na? Heat and light. So there is the flame which is made of tejas, and the light which spreads from the flame, that is also made of tejas. So therefore there are two objects here. One is the actual lamp or the flame, and another is the prabha. Both are made of tejas. And the prabha cannot exist independent of the flame. If the flame is destroyed, the prabha is also destroyed. So Atma is also something similar to this. So Jnana is one type of dravyam. I mentioned in the Nyaya school, Jnana is mentioned as a quality, but in the Vedanta school, Jnana is a type of a dravyam. So there are two entities made of Jnanam. So one is the Atma. So you take Atma in the place of the flame. So the flame and the light example. The lamp and the prabha. So you keep the Atma in the place of that lamp or the flame. So the Atma is in one place. And the prabha of that flame, that is compared here to the Jnanam which the Atma possesses. So in the case of the flame example, there is a flame and the prabha. Both are made of tejas. In the case of the Atma, Atma and the knowledge which the Atma possesses, both are made of jnanam. The Atma is also made of jnanam, just like the flame and the prabha, both are made of tejas only. Similarly, Atma and the knowledge which the Atma possesses. So the knowledge is called the Chaitanya. The possessor of the knowledge is called the Chetana. So Atma is a Chetana Vastu. Because Atma is a Chetana, that means it's the possessor of knowledge. And the knowledge which is there with the Atma, that is compared to the Prabha. The second entity that is similar to the Prabha of the lamp is the Jnanam or Chaitanyam, or the knowledge the Atma possesses. And this Jnanam is always dependent on the Atma for its existence. And that Jnanam is called as Dharmabhuta Jnanam. That knowledge is called as, that Jnanam is called as Dharmabhuta Jnanam. So Atma is made of Jnana, and Atma also possesses Jnana. So anything which possesses Jnana, it is called as Chetana. Anything which does not possess Jnana, it is called as Achetana. So Atma is a Chetana Vastu because Atma possesses Jnana. But if I take a table, does a table possess knowledge? Table does not possess knowledge. The table is Achetana. Does the building possess knowledge? Building does not possess knowledge. Therefore, building is Achetana. But Atma is Chetana. Atma possesses knowledge. So Atma and the knowledge which is possessed by the Atma, they are compared to the flame and the Prabha. Flame and the light coming from the flame, that is the Prabha. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we saw 4 qualities of the Atma. Atma is made of Jnana. Second is Atma is Pratyak. Pratyak means Atma is actually manifest to itself. And then we saw that Atma is Swayam Prakasha. Second thing we saw that Atma is Swayam Prakasha. And third thing is Atma is Pratyak. Atma is manifest to itself. And the fourth is that Atma is the possessor of knowledge. Therefore, Atma is a Chetana. Knowledge is called as Chaitanya. That which possesses knowledge, Chaitanya, is called as Chetana. So now see this diagram. It will become in one short summary is there. See, 3 categories are there. So if you take a pot, right side, you see a image of a pot. Is the part, you can tell me, is the part Swayam Prakasha or Aswayam Prakasha? Aswayam Prakasha. Is the part Jada or Ajada?
Jada.
Jada. So Jada is same as Aswayam Prakasha. Is the part Pratyak or Parak?
Parak.
Pratyak is part is actually Parak. Because part is manifest to others, not to itself. So part is actually Aswayam Prakasha, it is Parak. And is the part Chetana or Achetana?
Chetana.
Achetana. Because the part does not possess knowledge. The part is actually Asvayam Prakasha, it is Parak and Achetana. This is one entity. And now you come to knowledge or Chaitanyam. Knowledge is called a Chaitanyam or Jnanam. When we take knowledge or Chaitanyam, is Chaitanyam or knowledge, Chaitanyam or Jnanam, both are same. Is it Swayam Prakasha or Aswayam Prakasha?
Swayam Prakash.
Swayam Prakasha. Because we saw definition of Jnana is that it is actually Swayam Prakasha. It does not need the help of any other external thing to manifest itself. So Jnana is Swayam Prakasha. Is the Jnana, is it Pratyak or Parak?
Jnana is a pratyak.
Parak.
Jnana is actually
It's a pratyak.
only the knowledge about Atma, that is actually Pratyak. But all other knowledge is actually Parak.
Oh.
Knowledge about Atma is manifest to itself. But all other knowledge is actually Parak. It is manifest to others. And is the knowledge Chetana or Achetana?
Achet.
Achetana. So, Atma is made of Jnana, but Atma possesses Jnana. Well, only the Atma, which is also a Jnana, only that is Chetana. But all other Jnana is Achetana. All other Jnana is Achetana. So, and Atma, when we talk about Atma is it Swayam Prakasha or Aswayam Prakasha?
Swayam Prakasha.
Swayam Prakasha, because Atma is made of Jnana. Jnana means is Swayam Prakasha. Is Atma Pratyak or Parak?
No, it's pratyak.
Pratyak, because Atma is manifest to itself. Is Atma Chetana or Achetana?
It's Chetana,
Chetana.
made up of knowledge.
Chetana. It's the possessor of knowledge, not made up of. It's possessor of knowledge.
Possessor of knowledge.
That which possesses knowledge is called a Chetana. So Atma is Swayam Prakasha, Pratyak and Chetana. And so the three things are that so Atma is Swayam Prakasha, Pratyak and Chetana. And the second part is that the knowledge possessed by the Atma. That is the second part. The knowledge possessed by the Atma, that knowledge is Swayam Prakasha because it is Jnana. And that knowledge is Parak. It is not manifest to itself, it is manifest to others. It is manifest to the Atma. Therefore, it is Parak. And that knowledge does not possess any other knowledge. Therefore, it is Achetana. So, in this diagram, if you see, the part is very clear. And the Atma is also clear. And this rectangular, this one, this is referring to the knowledge possessed by the Atma. Knowledge possessed by the Atma, that is Swayam Prakasha because it is Jnana. It is Parak because it is manifest to the Atma, not to itself. And that knowledge is Achetana because it is not the possessor of some other knowledge. It is just simply a knowledge. It's Achetana. So that is what summarized here. Atma is made of Jnanam and hence is Swayam Prakasha. He possesses Jnanam. therefore it is Chetana. He cognizes himself, and therefore it is Pratyak. But Chaitanyam or cognition is also made of Jnanam, therefore it is Swayam Prakash. It does not possess Jnanam, therefore it is Achetana. It does not cognize anything. It only enables the Atma to cognize things. Therefore it is Parak. And a part is not made of Jnanam, therefore it is Aswayam Prakash. It does not possess Jnanam, so it is Achetana. And the part is cognized by an Atma, it does not cognize itself, therefore it is Parak. Is it clear? Diagram.
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
yes, Prabhu.
So now,
Prabhuji, this notes, can you put it in the WhatsApp? Because
yeah, I'll send.
because there is some still some this thing is there, confusion is there, because the jnana on its own, it is Swayam Prakasha, and the Atma also Swayam Prakasha, and the Atma is the possessor of that jnana, so it is Swayam Prakasha.
No,
But when it comes to,
because Atma is the possessor of Jnana, therefore it is Chetana.
so the consciousness or the Chetana is also made up of knowledge, right?
No, Chetana means, what is called as a Chetana? That which possesses knowledge is called as Chetana.
The Vastu which possesses the knowledge.
That is called as Chetana. That which possesses knowledge, that is called as Chetana. What it possesses, that is Chaitanyam, also called as Jnana.
Which is Parak actually.
Chaitanyam and Jnanam both are same. So Chaitanyam refers to knowledge. And Chaitanyam is possessed by a Chetana Vastu. So these technical terms, just we have to understand properly. What is Pratyak and what is Parak? What is Swayam Prakasha? What is Aswayam Prakasha? What is Chetana and what is Achetana? What is Jada and what is Ajada? So these three you understand. So see, one is the Atma, second is the knowledge possessed by the Atma, and third is the object of that knowledge. The part is there. So part is the object of the knowledge. And that knowledge is possessed by the Atma. So three entities are there. We are talking about three entities. Atma, and the knowledge possessed by the Atma, and the object of that knowledge. So these three entities we are talking about. And these three entities possess, what are the characteristics of them? So the Atma, which is the possessor of knowledge, Atma is Swayam Prakasha, it is Pratyak, it is Chetana. And the knowledge possessed by the Atma, that knowledge is Swayam Prakasha because it is Jnanam. And it is Parak because it is manifest to the Atma. And it is Achetana because it does not possess knowledge.
Correct.
And the object of that knowledge, the Vishaya of that knowledge, that is a part. That part is Aswayam Prakasha, and it is Parak and Achetana. That way. I'll share this. This is a nice.
Very actually, we were the Atma earlier, that it was not clear for us that what it is. We were always thinking that Sachidananda Vigraha and all that. That's okay, but it's further deeper than that. how that cognizance is happening. That's a very beautiful explanation.
Go through it again.
Yeah.
So nice notes provided by Velupudi Ranganathan Swami. Velupudi Krishnan's son. I did this course during COVID time, around 6 years back, 5, 6 years back. So Vedanta, it's a short course on Vedanta, Sri Vaishnava understanding. But about the Atma, the same understanding is given in Gaudiya Vaishnavism also. So it's not, all these are, same thing applies in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So the definitions of the Atma are that which is pratyak, that which cognizes itself, and that which is chetana, that means which possesses knowledge. And then shariritvam, that which possesses a body. So these definitions are common to both the Jivatma and the Paramatma. Jivatma and Paramatma both are pratyak, chetana, and shariritvam. These are common to both the Jivatma and Paramatma. Where the Paramatma differs, but that will be seen later. The unique definitions of the Jivatma are Jivatma is Anu in nature, but Paramatma is Vibhu. Jivatma is Anu and a Chetana. And the Paramatma is omnipresent, Vibhu. Therefore, it is not Anu. So therefore, the Paramatma is Vibhu. And the Jivatma is a natural servant of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan, out of his own will and desire, sometimes become the servant of his devotees. This servitude is because of the bhakti of the Jivatma. And not that is the Sri Krishna Akarshini. Krishna becomes attracted by the bhakti of the Jivatma, and then he becomes subservient to the devotee. But the Jivatma is a natural servant of the Bhagavan. But the Paramatma sometimes, Bhagavan sometimes being attracted by the bhakti of the Jivatma, becomes the servant of the Jivatma. Therefore, the only entity that possesses knowledge and also has the natural servitude to someone is none other than the Jivatma. So,
And Jivatma is only conscious of itself, while Paramatma is conscious of all other beings.
yes. And these points. So this is this from, since we are going through Yamatra Munis, we don't have to, all these things are included in that. But if we just focus on the shloka, which is there in the top, uniqueness of the Jivatma, Dehendriya Manaprana Dhibyo Anyo Ananya Sadhana. Deha, Indriya, Mana, Prana, and Dhi. Dhi means intelligence. Dibyo Anyaha, that means Atma is different from the body. Atma is different from the senses. Atma is different from the mind. Atma is different from the life years. Atma is different from the intelligence. Because we have been seeing in the Yamatra Muni's, the second characteristic of the Jivatma, same thing we saw. And Ananya Sadhana. Dibyo Anyo Ananya Sadhana. Ananya Sadhana means what? Ananya Sadhana means one who manifests by himself without the need for or aid from somebody else. Basically, it means Swayam Prakasha. Ananya Sadhana is nothing but Swayam Prakasha. One who manifests by himself without the need for someone from someone else. It is called a Swayam Prakasha or Ajada. And So this is the first line of the shloka. Dehendriya manaprana dhibhyonyo ananya sadhana. And then Atma is Nitya, eternal. Nityo Vyapi. Pratikshetram Vyapi. It is pervading within the entire body. Not all pervading the universe, but it is pervading the entire body. Pratikshetram Vyapi. In the Nyaya school, Atma, each Atma is all pervading the entire universe. That is their understanding. The Nyaya school, Nyaya and Vaisheshika school, they say each Atma is all pervading. All pervading means all pervading throughout the universe. So therefore, in the Nyaya school, Atma is actually Vibhu Parimana. But in the Vedanta school, Atma is Anu Parimana. But Pratikshetram Vyapi means it is pervading throughout the body. That means the example of that light and the Prabha. That Prabha manifests a particular distance within that body. And Binnaha, Pratikshe, so Atma is eternal, Nityo Vyapi. Nityo Vyapi Pratikshetram Atma Binna. In every Atma, in every body, there is a different Atma. Every Atma is unique. Swatas Sukhi. Swatas Sukhi. So this also will see. Jivatmas are many and Jivatma is pleasurable. Means naturally pleasurable. Sachitananda. So of course, these points will be included within our discussion. But mainly I wanted to cover that the three aspects. Atma, the knowledge possessed by the Atma, and the object of that knowledge. How these three things have different characteristics. Atma is Swayam Prakasha, Pratyak, and Chetana. And the knowledge possessed by the Atma is Swayam Prakasha, Parak, and Achetana. And the object of knowledge, like a part, is Aswayam Prakasha, Parak, and Achetana. So these three we have to understand properly. So now almost 9:15. So 27.1, we will just again go through the translation, and then we'll go through the purport next time. 27.1. So Purvoktamevartam Vyanjayitum Swasmai Swayam Prakasha Ityuktam Tata Bhutatvam Cha Vilakshanaha Ityadyuktapadya eva Swadruk Ityanena Vyaktamasti. To clarify the above meaning, that the Atma is not mere consciousness, but also intrinsically endowed with cognitive awareness. Atma is not merely made of jnana, it is also possessor of jnana. Atma is not mere consciousness. Atma is not only jnanamaya, but is also the possessor of jnana. So Jamatrimuni said that the Atma is conscious of itself and self-luminous. Swasmai Swayam Prakasha Syat. And the self's characteristic of self-luminosity was expressed by the word Swadruk. Swadruk means, by the word Swadruk means self-aware. So, Atma is conscious of itself and also self-luminous. So, Swayam Prakasha, we already saw the meaning of the word Swayam Prakasha. What is different between Swayam Prakasha and Aswayam Prakasha? And Swasmai Swayam Prakasha means Atma also knows itself. Atma knows itself. Atma is the uh, uh, Atma. The knowledge about Atma is cognized by Atma. Therefore, Swasmai Swayam Prakasha. It is self-aware. And then Tatra Prakashastavat Gunadravya Bedena Vividah. Pratamo Nijashrayasya Spurti Rupah. Dvitiyah Swaparaspurti Nidanam Vastu Visheshana. The luminosity Prakasha is of two kinds. Based on the distinction between luminosity as a quality and a luminosity as a substance, dravya. So the first kind of luminosity is that which makes visible the source of its own luminosity. The second kind is the specific entity itself that is instrumental in making itself and other objects visible. So Prakasha is of two kinds, Prakasha as a quality and Prakasha as a substance. So Prakasha as a quality is that which makes visible the source of its own luminosity. So that is basically that Prabha. And the Prakasha, the second kind, the specific luminous entity, the flame, that is instrumental in making itself and other objects visible. So Tatra Atmane Dravyatvad Ayameva Grihyate Yata Deepa Chakshuhu Prakashayan Swaparaspurtim Swayameva Karoti Natu Gatadi Prakashavat Tadadi Sapekshah Tasmadayam Swayam Prakashah Tatapi Swam Prati Na Prakashate Yataeva Jada Ityuchyate. So in this particular instance, since the Atma is accepted as a substance, Dravya, only the later type of luminosity is applicable, the second type of luminosity. For example, a lamp in illuminating the eye makes both itself and other objects visible of its own accord without dependence on another light to reveal it. In the case of a clay pot, it depends on another light source to reveal itself. But a lamp does not depend on another light source to reveal itself. Therefore, the lamp is Swayam Prakasha. But it is not, however, self-revealing in regard to itself. Lamp does not lamp does not know itself. So therefore, lamp is actually Jada. Lamp is said to be inert or unconscious. But the Atma, on the other hand, illuminates both itself and also others. But since it is also self-revealing in regard to its own self, it was said that it is self-illuminating of its own self. Swasmai Swayam Prakash. Or in other words, self-aware and also self-luminous. So Atma is Swayam Prakasha and Atma is revealed to itself. Atma is revealed to itself. That's what we saw by the term Pratyak. Pratyak. But the lamp is actually Parak. Lamp is revealed to others. Lamp is Swayam Prakasha, but lamp is revealed to others. Lamp does not know itself. So for this reason, the Atma is inherently of the nature of consciousness. The last point. So, but others have also defined, Chitsukacharya and Tattva Pratipika have also defined self-luminosity as Now Jiva Goswami is quoting the Swayam Prakasha as defined by some other acharyas. Chitsukacharya in the Advaita Sampradaya, he has defined self-luminosity as that which in its own operative function is not dependent on any external source. Or secondly, that which although imperceptible is capable of being immediately or directly realized. Imperceptible, aparoksha. Sorry, imperceptible means avedya. Avedyatve sati aparoksha vyavahara yogyatvam. Although it is imperceptible, avedya, but capable of being immediately or directly realized. Avedyatve sati aparoksha vyavahara yogyatvam. So this is the definition given by others for the word Swayam Prakasha. And then Jiva Goswami says that he gives some comments about the definition of the Chitsukacharya for the word Swayam Prakasha. In regard to the first definition, which specifies the intrinsic characteristic of self-luminosity as being independent of any external source, the word swasmai is needed to avoid its being identified as inert. So, therefore, Jiva Goswami is using the additional this one swasmai swayam prakasha. If you don't use one swasmai, then even the lamp is swayam prakasha, but lamp is actually jada vastu. The word swasmai is needed to avoid its being identified as inert, like a lamp. In regard to the second definition, it is evident that a lamp and other similar luminous objects are perceptible, vedyatve, which violates the definition. Hence, the word swasmai is needed to clarify the meaning of the word that succeeds it. Swasmai swayam prakash. Therefore, the word swadrik means swasmai swayam prakasha, self-aware. So, we went through the commentary previously, already part of it. The other part we'll go through next class. Hare Krishna. But today's this one, you can revise these things. Swayam Prakasha, Chetana, Pratyak, Parak, Jada, Ajada. I will send that file and revise them. Hare Krishna.
Would you send recording also, no? Because Saturday, are you taking class?
Saturday will not have class. Maybe Sunday, if I have time in the afternoon, we'll have class. I'll inform. Sunday afternoon is all right.
Yeah, it should be fine. Would you where this word Prabha comes in Gita? I think I've heard something.
Prabhasmi
Prabha
Shashishorya
Prabhavato
Yoga.
Jagadanda Kotim.
There is Brahma Samhita. Prabhasmi Shashishorya Yoho. I am the light of the sun and the moon. Krishna says, I think, 7th chapter.
I'm the light of the sun and moon. Okay. Which chapter? 7th or 4th? What did you say, Prabhuji?
7th, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, we'll stop here.
This Prabha also contains the photon, right, in physics, which practically travels. The photon, when it is lit, actually the lamp is lit. In few microseconds, it reaches to certain distance. That right, traveling at the speed of some 3 into 10 to the power of 8 kilometer per hour, something like that.
Speed of light.
The speed of light. So it physically travels. So that way also, if you say it is a movement, there is a movement. It is there.
Yes. I'll end here. I'll meet.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
I'll inform about Sunday's class. We'll see.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
Saturday night, I'm coming to Bombay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandat Pranam.
Antara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri
Jai.